In today's video, I'm going to talk about my 5 tips that have helped me for a very healthy, happy, but mostly very energized pregnancy. So the number 1 tip might be a little bit cliche, but I really believe in this, and it is really, you literally are what you eat. Your diet, what you're eating is so important, especially during pregnancy. You have a new baby growing inside of you, so of course it is super important what you are eating and making sure that you are nourishing your body, because your body needs the nutrients from all the food that you are eating. So when it comes to food, I would really say try to buy a little bit more organic if possible. That's what I also did, or even frozen organic might be a little bit cheaper than fresh organic, which really helps with all the pesticides and chemicals that they spray on the conventional food. Another tip in terms of eating is literally what I do is I focus on my fruits, my veggies, my whole grains, and my legumes. So those 4 groups. Fruit, I think I have 3 to 4 to 5 cups of fruit on a daily basis. Every time I want to eat something sweet, I rather eat a mango or a melon, because it just has nutrients that a candy does not have. Another tip is also especially eat your legumes. A lot of people forget their legumes, so the beans, the peas, the lentils. They don't eat it as much as they should have, and especially during pregnancy, it's just super important to have your legumes, because you also need the fibers and nutrients in those products as well. Of course, greens makes sense, and then also your whole grains. In my case, I eat oatmeal every morning, and sometimes I also have some bread or some toast with, in my case, hummus. Ever since I started eating like really clean, really healthy, really pure, I have not felt better in my life since I started eating this way. Because of course, when I was not pregnant, I would go, buy fries outside, I would go to McDonald's, I would have more meals outside. Then again, I was already eating quite healthy, but I would have like some chocolate here, a cookie there, like small amounts here and there. But now that I'm pregnant, I just don't do it anymore, because I feel like, why should I do it if I want to nourish my body and grow a healthy, happy baby? Tip number 2 is going to be about the environment and the chemicals. Especially if you're pregnant, I think it is super important to live clean, because all these different types of chemicals can mess with your hormones, and the more messed up your hormones are, the more likely it can be that you can have some complications with your pregnancy, maybe because your hormones are not working at its best. There are small changes that you can make. For example, change number 1, a lot of people still use the normal laundry detergent. I literally use organic soap nuts. They don't have a smell. Really just go for clean, simple, natural products. And the laundry detergent has like so many different types of chemicals in them. And the thing with these chemicals is, since we wear the clothing, it's on our skin, and everything that's on our skin, of course, also gets absorbed into our body. And the more chemicals that we have, the more likely it can mess with hormones. And especially during pregnancy, a woman's hormone levels are already extra sensitive, so might be a little bit more on the safer side than sorry. So number 1 when it comes to chemicals is, I would really say, hormones. Number 2 is really look at the skincare, the body care, everything that you're using. Make sure that it's just simple ingredients, organic, no perfume, no essential oils. Just make sure it has no nasties. There are you can literally Google your product and then Google if it's pregnancy safe, but try to keep it simple and minimal as possible. Also, for example, in my case, for my stretch marks, I literally use organic olive oil on my belly, as well as organic shea butter. I just like to keep it as simple and pure as possible. But also other things like, for example, in our house we have an air purifier from Koei. Such a big fan of it. We don't use it every day, maybe 3 to 4 times a week. We turn it on for maybe 6 to 8 hours, something like that. But at least that's how we know that the air that we breathe in our house is cleaner than the air outside, because outside you have all these different types of pollutions from gas, from environmental stuff. I really believe that small changes over time can help, of course, in the long run to just regulate your hormones. And so there are also more things, but I think these 3 are like the most important ones. And then we're going to continue to the 3rd tip. A little cliche, but drink at least 1.5 liters of water. If you have problems with drinking your water, what I have been doing is actually adding a little bit, like really a little bit, sea salt. This is 1.5 liters. I start with 1 bottle in the morning, and then by the end of the day this bottle has to be finished. So I know that I have at least 1.5 liters. This also depends, of course, on your height and your weight. I am 163 centimeters, aka 5'4", so I'm not that tall, and I'm also more petite built. So therefore I drink 1.5 liters of water, and then I have 1 or 2 glasses of soy milk in my case. And then I also am aware that the fruits, for example, that I'm eating also have water in them. What I did notice is that once I started adding a little bit of sea salt to my water, I would just pee so much better. I would literally, before I would pee like a little bit and then I have to go to the bathroom again and pee a little bit, and you know, it was over and over again. But once I started adding sea salt to my water, I just pee like a normal person. I pee every 2 to 3 hours, and I just pee like normal. Then the 4th tip is make sure that you get at least 7 hours of sleep. Make sure that you are resting, and if you have problems sleeping, maybe look into not taking a nap during the day if that's possible. I noticed for myself, once I stopped taking naps in the afternoon, my evening rest got so much better. But it is really important to be aware that your body does need a rest, and if you have problems sleeping, try to go to bed earlier, or try to move maybe a little bit more, which is also actually point number 5. A little bit cliche, but moving. So during pregnancy we tend to be lazy and not move around a lot, and that's totally fine. I personally don't exercise during my pregnancy, but I do move. So the way that I do it is, for example, yesterday I went to buy something small at the grocery store, which was like a 10-minute walk. Normally I would take the car, but now I was like, okay, you know, let me just walk for 10 minutes. Well, it used to be 10 minutes. Now it was actually 15 minutes to walk. But, you know, make these little changes in your life so that you can move a little bit more, even if it's just walking around. Or for example, go clean your kitchen 30 minutes, go clean or reorganize your bathroom, your bedroom, your house, whatever. Do stuff that keeps you active and busy for at least 30 minutes a day. And then you can do whatever you want. But once you've had like that 40 minutes of movement, I would say, during the day, it's already so much better than zero to no movement. I really still believe that whatever you are eating is the number 1 tip, is the most important one, because you literally are what you eat, and you're growing a human baby inside your belly. So really try to focus on that, but also just clean environment, and enough rest, enough sleep, enough water, and try the sea salt. I would really like to know if you also notice that you might pee better because of the sea salt. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.